Skill 4, Evaluating Performance. Give employees ongoing feedback on their performance so they always know what they're doing right and what they need to improve. Effective supervisors shower employees with frequent feedback. Assessing performance is a central part of their daily interaction with their staff. They praise superior work and provide constructive suggestions on how employees can elevate mediocre or substandard work into something truly excellent. Workers should never wonder if their performance meets or exceeds your expectations or your organization's needs. You must remove the mystery so that they can accurately gauge their performance rather than withholding input and saving it up for an annual performance appraisal. Many companies set specific policies and procedures to evaluate employees' performance, so it's important to understand and comply with your employer's rules. These guidelines apply to performance evaluation in any organization. Site specifics. Give feedback that's based on well-defined actions or behavior that you observe. This eliminates ambiguity and helps you and the employee establish a clear reference point for improving performance. It also prevents you from flinging generalizations at workers that make them defensive. As an example, replace "You tend to lecture the customers" with "When you spoke to Joe Smith this morning, you repeated what you wanted him to do 3 times without letting him get a word in." Avoid the but. To give critical feedback, frame it constructively. Begin with a sincere, positive observation, and don't follow it with a but. Employees will disregard your opening compliment as soon as they sense you're about to shift into criticism mode. As an example, replace "You've got great content, but you need to prune it down" with "You've got great content. By pruning it down, it'll be even more powerful." Set a timetable for implementation. Whether you're giving feedback in a formal performance review or a casual chat, set a time frame for improvement. Ideally, you want people to act on what you say within hours or days of your comments. Example, if you want to critique an employee's handling of a difficult coworker, set a goal of having the employee take certain actions to treat the coworker better over the next week. Set a date within a week to meet and evaluate the employee's progress. Monitor your effectiveness. To test whether you're giving employees sufficient feedback, check in on them again. Approach each of them privately every few months and ask, "Do I give you enough feedback on your performance?" Explain that you want to communicate both positive and negative aspects of performance so that everyone's aware of how they're doing. Treat annual appraisals as opportunities to step back and assess performance issues that you've already covered with each employee throughout the year. That way, you won't wait for the formal review to overwhelm an individual with a truckload of out-of-the-blue input. Adopt a no-surprises goal when you hold yearly performance appraisals so that your employee doesn't feel blindsided. Tie negative input to suggestions, not threats. Rather than insist that an employee's uncooperative attitude must stop, list the benefits the employee could gain by adopting a more team-oriented attitude. Then involve the employee in creating an action plan for improvement. Confront problems head-on in performance reviews. To avoid what they anticipate as unpleasantness, some supervisors gloss over an employee's failings by resorting to fair, neutral, or competent ratings. By overlooking instances of poor performance, you do yourself and your employee a disservice. You will lack proper documentation in the employee's personnel file if you subsequently decide to terminate the individual for continued unacceptable performance, and you prevent giving your employee a chance to fix whatever performance defects you've identified. Before a performance review, scan the employee's job description and the results of the last evaluation. Remind yourself of the goals and objectives that have been set for the employee and what related commitments both employee and employer have made over the past year, such as to provide training or modify the job requirements. You want to enter the meeting with a detailed understanding of the employee's history of performance evaluation and a clear sense of what you want to achieve for the future. Warning: don't assume you must only document performance problems. It's important to track what the employee does right as well. Maintain complete records on every worker in which you cite instances of both praiseworthy behavior and substandard behavior. Here's a tip. Use the DISC formula. Describe impact, specify consequence to organize your feedback. Start with a 1 or 2 sentence description of the action or behavior you want to address and its impact. Then specify your desired outcome and the good consequences of achieving that outcome, and the bad consequences for not improving performance. Example: your 2 bouts of yelling at colleagues yesterday disrupted the unit's concentration and led to us missing our deadline. By speaking in a calm tone, you can get the same points across and increase the odds that others will be receptive to you. You're more apt to earn a promotion if you stop yelling, and you'll hurt your future here if you continue such inappropriate behavior. It's true. No one likes to receive average ratings in a performance review, so use a scale that avoids average and below average. Better examples include poor, marginal, competent, above average, outstanding, or a numerical system such as 1 to 5.